Good morning. Got my breakfast. We're gonna head down to Berkey. I think Phil's already gone and left down there, hopefully getting some tanks. Looking at the radar, looks like there's a little shower running through there right now, but I think it's pretty light, and as soon as it quits, we'll be able to keep moving. So, I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna drive down there. We may be rained out before we even get going today, but I'm gonna try. Made it down here to Berkey, and just walking out in the field. This is right by the barns where we did yesterday. It's damp on top, but it's not wet. I looked at the rain gauge, it said 2/100ths of an inch. So we had a little tiny shower come through. Not going to slow us down. So Phil is taking an empty tank back to get it filled. There's another one sitting right here. So I'm going to hook onto that one and go get it filled. And then we'll keep moving. So we did a little over 100 acres here yesterday. We've got about 170 left to do down here, which is doable today pretty easily as long as we can get enough anhydrous. So we're gonna need probably 6 tanks to finish. We'll just see if they can keep us filled and supplied, and the rain holds off long enough to get it done. Those are the 2 big question marks. So it's still sprinkling just a tiny little bit, but I think we're okay. I'm not sure. All right, well, I just dropped that tank there. Phil grabbed a full one already. They had got another big tank back, so they have 3 of them now. So he's going to keep filling them, but I'm going to go head to the field. Apparently, you got to calculate your own net on these. They don't. That's a little old school at this place. They didn't even know who I was when I pulled in, which is fine. I don't expect them to recognize me. We're not here very much, but like we already had the tank. You can't figure out who we are based on who took the tank to start with. Apparently not. I don't know. Okay, we got hooked up to that tank. So last night, that last load, the tank that we weighed, it said 6175. We had 6160. That's dang close. So we were right back pretty close to where we need to be. Now today the weather's different and it'll probably be way off again, but whatever. So actually, let's just run another calibration right now from the start. That way we'll know. And we should be good. So it is not very sticky out here either. We're gonna be good to go. So we're gonna get started here. We're back over there. I think we did like 34 acres here last night. So yeah, there's I think 95 in this field. Phil's gonna go get some more tanks, and we're gonna try and get this done. Oh, I forgot my gloves. Better go get them. Wow, look at that. We lost our dust and I can actually see something. And what I see, it's also not sealing as well. Get a little moisture on top and that dirt doesn't flow the same. And, well, that's not terrible. It's not what I want to see. Well, the bar seems to be working pretty good as far as the rate control goes today. It seems to be locked on and holding all right. So I was a little concerned with temperature change. I mean, that seems to be what caused my issue the other day, but I don't know. But it's not sealing quite as well. Not that this is bad. I'm really not concerned about that. And I think that it's cooler and that anhydrous, the vapor is just hanging in the atmosphere where you can see it a little bit longer than when it was hot and sunny out and it just dissipated really fast. So I don't know that it's really that much different than what we were doing before. So like I said, we've got 6 tanks to run out down here today, I think. This is number 1. We're a little over half done with it. I am charging my GoPro. I'm hoping to do a montage today and get some time lapse and some different angles outside on the bar and move that around a little bit. We'll see. I see a few sprinkles on the windshield. I don't think it's gonna rain, but there's always that chance that we get rained out. We did switch tanks. We're working on tank number 2, and you can certainly see that one row that's a little bit different there. That's that row 1 that I think the arm that holds the closing wheels on is bent, and that's why it's doing that, and it looks different. Amplifies it when the ground's got a little bit of moisture in it. Second tank is empty. We're about done with this field. We've got 90 acres done. There's about a little less than 7 to go yet, so That'll go pretty quick. Phil has got me another tank right here, and I see him coming down the road with the next full one, so that's good. They're gonna keep up hopefully today. This is what happens when our fields aren't square. Main rows are going that way. The pass on the edge is off on an angle, and we end up with point rows in here. Happens. So as soon as we're done with this pass, we're gonna jump over there, which looks like the same field, but technically we call it a separate field. So there's 42 acres there. Well, that tank will do it, that one. And then we'll be down to the last field down here, which is like 72 acres. So we'll get done today pretty easy, I think. Not good when you gotta turn the wipers on in the tractor. Especially when they don't work very good. Yeah. It doesn't look like much, so hopefully that's all it is. But if it gets sticky, we might have to stop for a little while. This is the road they're gonna put the bike paths in, and this up here is the intersection where they decided to put a roundabout that I was telling you about when we were planting. That seems like a good idea. Put a roundabout in out in the country where we have to get our farm equipment through. It'll be fine. Yeah, they put bike paths down that side of the intersection last year. We farmed the one across the corner there is our bean field, so we're already dealing with it. It's okay, not that big of a deal. Boy, just a little bit of moisture on the ground, and that row quit sealing like crazy. The rest of them aren't so bad. That's a vapor line. I wonder if the vapor line fell off the tube. That's happened to me a couple times. So when we get up to the end here, we're gonna stop and check that. I'm also gonna check row 1 down there, because that one seems to be bleeding off quite a bit. If it really is just because of the little bit of rain, we're gonna have to stop. Maybe let stuff dry out for an hour or two, and then hopefully we can keep going. Well, here's row 1. The hoses are still on. I know you guys can't see in there very good, but they have not come off of the tubes. You can see though that we're starting to accumulate a lot of dirt. It's going to build up on our gauge wheels, which will affect our depth. And I would not be worried about the depth as long as it's sealing. But if it's not sealing, oh yeah, that's good. Well, it's not good, but see that? That is not supposed to be like that, which is why this one was leaking. It wasn't really leaking, it wasn't actually getting in the ground. So I'll put that back on and try again. Well, it fixed that row, but row 1's leaking pretty bad, and I think that's an issue with that closing system not being where it's supposed to be. And my 2 behind the main tires are also leaking. We're gonna quit when we get up here to this end and at least go eat lunch, see if this clears out and things dry off on the surface a little bit. It's yeah, I don't know. We might not be able to finish today, dang it. Yeah, it definitely got worse just while we were working on it there on the build-up. That one pass that we made. No good, and it's still coming down. Well, bummer. I was really hoping to get done down here today, because then I could take the tractor back and we'd be 2 days. I need 2 days to side dress the rest of the corn back at Waldron. Oh well. The good thing is we got plenty of time. The corn's still small, so even if we don't get back at it here today, it's not the end of the world. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to the farm, talk to Phil, and then probably find something to eat down here and hope that it's gonna dry out later this afternoon, but it's not looking good. There's more rain coming down than what the radar would indicate. Well, I think we did about 70 or 75 acres here this morning already, so I mean we were doing good. Down to about 100 to go here in Berkey. Such a bummer. It's raining. It's not looking good for going back to the field today. Lunch was good, but it's still raining. I think we're done. Time to go back to Waldron. Yep, for sure, definitely going to be too wet out there now. We're not even going to stop at the field. Not even going to stop. We'll go stop at the farm, see if Phil's there, and then we're heading back to Waldron. Well, everything looks closed up and good here. Let's go home. Made it back here to Waldron. It's raining harder now. We've only gotten about a tenth here, but it is raining more. So, got a fungicide delivery. So when our corn gets a little bigger, it'll be time to spray that here pretty soon. Maybe in another week, 2, 3, something like that. So I don't know what's going on the rest of the afternoon. I might find something to do. We got this tractor brought in the other day. I had Brock do that because, well, we were done with it. So we unhooked the disc and just trying to get stuff cleaned up and put away a little bit. So Phil, when he was replanting beans, he cleaned out the planter because these were pretty full season beans, and the ones that he had in the planter before that were, beans that he was replanting, sorry, were early bean that we want to plant wheat, so we didn't want to plant the full season beans there, so that's why he cleaned that out. We'll use them for double crop. Okay, I have a rainy day project. So I'm down in my seed warehouse, standing in my boat. So my wife bought me a new radio for the boat last year for my birthday. The old one, no good. It quit working on me. But the connections on the back are different, so we need to do a little wiring and connect these to this wire harness, which clearly was all spliced together before, and fortunately they're labeled as to what goes to what speaker, and we should be able to do this fairly easily. I'm going to need some tools, some connectors, and it shouldn't be terribly hard to do, but that's a good project to work on for the rest of the day here. So I've got these solder seal connector deals here. You just put them on and heat them up, so I'm using those to make some connections. Fortunately, everything is all the same colors on the new harness as the old one, and even the boat side. The only difference is the boat, all the grounds are black, where on the new harness, you know, both of them, they're like colored and then colored with a black stripe for the ground. So pretty easy, just cut and connect. Okay, connections made. That was 11 of them. The blue wire is something about an antenna, power something or other, that it wasn't hooked up on the last one, so I'm going to assume that it doesn't need to be hooked up on this one either. Plug it in, maybe. There. And we'll see if it works. Oh, we got power. To find a radio station. Hold up. It works. Okay, that's enough. Demonetized. All right. Well, that's working. I do have a couple of tower speakers up here that those weren't working, but I'm not getting power to my amp down there, and that has something to do with the electrical system back here, and that battery, I'm sure, is dead. That one runs the boat. That, yeah, it's, it needs fixed. It needs updated, but I was tired of killing my battery listening to the radio while we were parked at the island, so I put a second battery in that wasn't hooked into it so that it wouldn't kill it, and when it was dead, and now it doesn't get charged, so I got no power to my amp. Plus the wiring, I didn't do the wiring. I just put the battery in there and hooked the wires up to it, and it's bad, but it's all right. Radio works. We'll fix that later. Really, all I need to do is take the wires off of that, put them back over to that one, and it will work. Yeah, so this boat needs some work. The hold on. The foam, sound deadening foam, is kind of disintegrating. It needs to be replaced. It's a hard job. I should probably pay somebody, spend a little bit of money fixing up my boat, but we use it like 5 days a year. It's just not worth spending that much money on, so I don't. All right, well, I'm cleaning my tools up. We got to head back down to the farm. It is almost 4 o'clock. I've got a visit coming from my John Deere salesman. It appears when you demo a new planter, they make you get a price on a new planter. I can assure you, almost assure you, we aren't buying a new planter, but I'm going to find out how much one costs. Also, this is turning into a nice little rain here. Like, we're getting a fair amount out of it. I'll have to go check the rain gauge, but, I mean, we can use the rain, so it's not a bad thing. Well, planters aren't quite as expensive as I thought they were. Still pretty expensive, and we're still not buying one. 16-row exact emerge, $233, which it wasn't set up quite the way that I would order it if I was ordering a planter, so it's not exactly accurate, but it's ballpark. They're not cheap, that is for sure. We have higher priorities than buying a new planter right now. We are up to a little under a half an inch down to Berkey already, and about 3,500ths here. So this is a good, nice rain. I probably shouldn't have parked the tractor in the field and moved it though. It's gonna be a couple of days before we can get back down there. Oh well. All right, guys, I am heading home. So thanks for watching today. Rained out, and hopefully just for a couple of days. It is going to get warmer again here and be hot by the weekend. It's supposed to be in the 90s over the weekend. So things are going to grow fast here, and it looks good. We're in good shape right now. We keep getting a little bit of rain like this every week and some heat and some sunshine. We're in good shape. So things look all right. The wheat is growing nicely. I'm sure those heads are filling out, and the kernels are getting bigger. So maybe sometime next week we'll get a chance to do some scouting, and we can look at that. We can look at our early beans again. We can check out how some of this corn is growing and stuff. But right now things look good. So check back tomorrow. I think we'll do another video tomorrow. I don't really know what's going on. Let's see, tomorrow's Thursday, is that right? Yeah, Thursday. So I've got a couple of rainy day projects I've been saving up, so maybe we'll work on some of that stuff. Maybe they'll come work on my house. I doubt it. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button for me, please.